everyone. Sankwamkela kwi-Rise. Rise Girls ninjani? Bakwethu siqoke izinto ezimnyama namhlanje. Can we just take a moment to recognize ukuthi siyazila njengabantu besifazane?
Every day.
Ngoba kunzima la ngaphandle. And every day siyasaba, and this is the result of what has to happen.
Exactly.
Namhlanje sikhuluma nge-intimate partner violence and i-violence eyenzakala phakathi kwabantu ababili abathandanayo. We're going to explore ukuthi singenza njani ukuphula nje lezinto lezi ezenzakalayo in terms of the cycles of abuse through communicating about our own experiences. Mantombazane, what does violence look like within your own relationships?
Yes, Daily, one of my first relationships was actually violent, but I didn't realize it was violent because every time I spoke to people about it, they'd say, no, he's just being a boy.
Okay.
It's fine. It's okay. Because he was being emotionally abusive. So he'd say things like, no one will ever love you because of your status. You're too fat. You're not good looking enough.
Yeah.
Things that would hurt me emotionally.
And the thing is, Pindi, what are the signs to look out for if we're speaking about signs, right? Because what I know about myself is that if my friend was beaten up, I would have been like, okay, no, get out. But if she comes to me and she said, you know what, he stole my phone, he checked through my messages, he's keeping my phone, I can't have a phone anymore.
Violent.
I would be like, okay, well, talk to him, negotiate that. You know, so why do we respond to Ama Blue Eye and not respond to the signs? Because there's levels to this
it's physical.
thing.
Like once you see that someone's been hurt, I don't know why we do it. I mean, I've done it myself, where I only think, no, once it's shaile, then that's violence. But violence can start here, up here, you know, psychological, can be very emotional. And that's also what leads to the physical thing.
And by that time, it's late.
It's
too late.
You know, but ladies, I'm of the opinion ukuthi amadoda have problems, right?
Okay.
And these things are internal problems that they keep going through. And njengamanje sengiyacabanga ukuthi until amadoda actually begin to deal nalezi zinto ezenzakala phakathi kubona kusakude ukuthi iphele ngempela intimate partner violence.
Yazi lento ikubisela ngoba ukuthi mawuthanda umuntu kunzima ukuphuma kuma relationship. Kunzima ngoba esinye isikhathi awuna nesupport ukuthi ngizobalekela kubani.
Yeah.
Ngiyakuzwa ngoba you know, mangicabanga when I was still in school, right? Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi kwakhona amantombazane esazi kahle ukuthi ayathandana namagames. By the time that izinto besisezimbi ngempela kwakusukunzima ukuthi bephuma, not because bebebathanda but because bebesaba.
They were scared.
Mawukhuluma ngendaba eyamaginsa sengicabanga ngeingane yami ukuthi mase kafika kule point ukuthi sekakuyo le relationship alisana nomuntu azwana naye ngizothini. But into nje emela yazi ukuthi ngiyohlale nginaye.
Support is important because in a lot of it's the only thing we can do in these cases.
So asibhekeni ukuthi uma ukhulele endlini enodlame ukuthi is affecta kanjani thina siyingane.
My name is Shelman Thandazile Ngwenya. I stay in White City, Jabavu. When we relationship abusive, I end up putting in Dubula. It was very traumatic. So today in Zokulma nendo tagazi yami umbali because this whole ordeal has affected both of us. I met this guy, Benkape, one of my cousins, Salon, and then began a salon. So at first it was very nice. He was very nice. He was a caring person. He used to come around, us entertaining abantwana basekhaya, gwabona siphume maybe. He was very nice until he started ukungishaya. At first I thought ukuthi I was wrong. Maybe it's my fault. It used to happen like now on daily basis. Gwabona angishaye until he shot me. Do you still recall the incident yokulimala kwa my child?
And that day azokudubula ngiyakhumbula and the way bongakhona mina like bengabelieve ukuthi ngabe uhleli la today khuluma nami and iyangi-affecta kakhulu leyo into leyo yayenzeka kuwe. Senginama trust issues to anyone, friends and boyfriends. Today I believe ukuthi mawuhlala ungichika or ithemba yakho ikhoswe ilento eyenzekile awukwazi ukukhuluma nathi kahle. Ngiyamsaba umamami angikhona ukukhuluma naye. Ngifela ukuthi mangenza ku uzongishaya uzoyenzani. So ngibelieve ukuthi lento leyo ikhoswe ukulimala kwakho because you were not like this before.
I'm very sorry. I didn't know about the whole thing. I need to waiting to counseling.
So kunento I understand why ufihla ukuthi bo abusiwa.
I took it as something that was normal because when we grew up thina bekuna this rumor yokuthi umfana makakushaya uyakuthanda yabona, so you'd feel ukuthi uyangithanda kwabona. So I used to hide ukuthi la ejardini bangaboni ukuthi yo lo muntu kanti ulimele kanje kwabona. And then I knew ukuthi they would say negative things and kwabona mhlambe bamzonde nani kwabona. So I felt ukuthi let me hide those things bangaziboni. I guess now you kind of like get the feeling why I'm so overprotective when it comes to my relationships over now, because I don't want you to go through what I went through.
I feel ukuthi lento le like eyenzekile ne ngisifundise ukuthi I need to be independent. I need to stand for myself life so that no one can take advantage of me.
I pray and hope ukuthi you won't follow on the mistakes that I did. And then I'm glad you told me about my behavior, my latest behavior, and I'm looking forward ukuthi ngithole uncedo so that I can be a better mother and then a better parent to all of you guys.
Yeah, ngicela ukuphefumula ne. You know mangibona le insert le, like masicabanga akekho umuntu ofuna ukushaywa number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 abazali bethu kudala basishaya and abasishayi nangezinto ukuthi bakushaya ngemvubu, bakushaya ngetambo zogesi. And then mambuza ukuthi mama ngishayelani or baba ngishayelani.
You know, Tuli, the story actually just makes me so angry, you know, because it's a South African story, right? We grow up in families where there's violence. Like an aunt gets beaten up and then we go to the hospital and we're there for her, right?
Yeah.
But we're not having conversations about this man and why he did this and why he's still in our lives. He doesn't get to go to prison. The police don't get called on him. Nothing happens, you know? And I think it has to do with we expected ukuthi nje sibekezele umpedo all the time as women, right? So he married you, he cheats on you, ukhalelani, uyakushaya. That's not the worst thing that can happen in a marriage. You know, we need to get it to a point where these men are not allowed to just be so violent and still exist the way that they exist.
The importance of lokhu akushilo ukuthi umdubulile. Like sikhuluma nge-cycle, but uma udutshuliwe. And so how is ingane supposed to heal ngokubona uma wakhe edutshula umuntu omthandayo ongubaba wakhe?
And she said ukuthi even her relationships with people and with men
have changed.
And the fact that it had to get that far. I mean, she spoke before, you know, this guy was nice, this guy was attentive, and then he started beating her, and it got worse and worse until she got shot.
But the fact that Pindu ubelieve ukuthi inalento nathi sasena even today ukuthi umfana makakushaya uyakuthanda.
Exactly. And this is the thing that we've got to break mngani wami. It's not uthando. You know, this is the thing ekumele simise ngoba these things happened no gogo bethu kanye no ma bethu, but we're in a point whereby sesiyabona ama signs siyazi ukuthi violence bakwethu is not uthando and it needs to end.
So ladies, ngiyazi ukuthi le ndaba isiphatha kabi sonke. So we want to hear your thoughts on this issue on our Facebook and Twitter pages using the hashtag #RiseTalkShow. See you after the break.
So I didn't want to preach, but for that, if you want to stay for that 80% of him, that is good. But yeah, well, you probably die with him.
Re le amohela, re le buditse hore lona mahaeng a lona a le rutisitse eng ka di healthy relationship. A re mameleng hore lona le nahana eng mo. Abasiyama yena are, don't allow a man to beat you or disrespect you. Le wena, don't do that to the relationship. It's a two-way thing. You give and I give, and it must not be one-sided. Kopano yena are, there is no such thing as a healthy relationship. Guys, before I carry on, I don't think I agree with Kopano, but I'll keep reading. The reason for this is because we are affected by the environment we live in. Everyone has his or own form of benefit he or she hopes to gain in a relationship. So between me and my parents, there is a gap between us. So we really don't talk about about this. Yeah, guys, I think there's always hope to try to fix. It's not always easy, but let's try to look at the relationships around, especially le batswadi, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Ra leboha lona ko mahaeng for di-comments tsa lona. Ra tseba hore weitsekeng ho thata ho tswa mo relationship e leng violent. Taba ena e bohloko mare Tutu Busani yena ke yena o ngwalang ka yona, o ngotse dibuka ka yona, so re batla bua le yena ka yona. A re mo amoheleng.
Hawu edude. Kunjani? Ngiyaphila. So mina ngifundile incwadi yakho. So ngicela utshele iaudience nabasekhaya ngeHlomu series ukuthi ihamba kanjani.
iHlomu series incwadi ezu3 eyoqala iHlomu ilandelwa iZandile ilandelwa iNaledi. uHlomu ukhuluma ngentombazane eyaseThekwini yakaBashu ina 22 ifike eGoli ishelwa utaxi driver igcina isimthanda. Umuntu unothando uyanakekela kodwa unalento nje eyodwa ekhona ngaye ndiyayazi ukuthi yeah. And then uZandile bekufuna ukuthinta kuba issues abuse aba issues ukuthi umuntu wesifazane ngisho bekuthiwa umhlaba usumshaye kanjani uyakwazi ukuthi arise above everything. So incwadi yakhona ikhuluma about that. And then unaledi uyafocus na ma body politics ukuthi uyisidudlu naledi uyabo. So yena self very very concerned ngeweight yakhe. And unanenkinga yokuthi washow uba wakhe, so lokho kumaffectile empilweni yakhe a lot, but yena akazi uze atshengiswe yilo muntu lo agcine eshade naye. So kahle kahle incwadi they are just basically about Tina, about Nina, about Ostis Laba. It's just about black people.
You know, Tutu, I also read them, and I must say, Guti, I enjoyed them because I found them very accessible and very pacey, right? So it's like you're watching a thriller, uzenzani, akayenzanga so, isn't it? But I also saw Guti, if violence in a relationship, it's a theme that's reoccurring. Why did you feel the need to tell that particular theme in your stories?
Okay. Well, if violence iguhlobo, and it plays a very very big part in the story. So into ebengafuna ukuyenza bekafuna ukupreacher. Ngisho baye ngibhala incwadi ethi mantombazane nekavuma ukushaya abafana yabona amantombazane ahlalele abuse abantu lawa hleli nabo bayawathanda uyabo. I think abantu abaningi abafunda uHlobo bathi they felt like they were going through a relationship with umkhaya because bebacika bamdinelwe bamxolele iqhubeka relationship baphinde enze into futhi enye baphinde bamxolele kanye noHlobo. So I didn't want to preach, bekufuna ukubeka iscenario la yabona uyibone na uHlobo ukuthi udecide ukuthi mina bekuzohlala or bekuzohamba or bekuzoqhubeka ngithande yabona le nto nje, because umqhele is an ordinary, it's someone ongahlangana naye akushele uyabona akuthabe plus unemali.
Manje Tuti, I'm interested to find out ukuthi abantu abesifazana abayifundile le ncwadi yakho, how did they respond when?
Well, it's see, she doesn't like Umqhele. We did her from the beginning, and she fell in love with him. So it's different for everyone. But everybody just says, "Oh, Umqhele is this perfect guy." Minus the abuse. Yeah, but everybody says this. But I always say, "Gubona ukuthi the abuse comes with the package. That's who he is." So if you want to stay for that 80% of him, that is good. You probably die in the end.
Yes.
Because, the 20% is there. And
but will kill you.
It's very strong.
Yes.
And have you even, in your real life, in your everyday life, have you met women who've been able to get out of that situation and break the cycle of violence? Because a lot of the time, when you go to them, they're not very helpful to help you get out of that situation. I mean, I know people in my personal life who they've gone to the police and the police have been like, you must sort it out in the family.
Yeah. So you either get out in a coffin, or you walk away. But there's also, and this is something that happens a lot, where you are in an abusive relationship
Yeah.
where you get beaten at least maybe once or twice a week, and then you leave, and you are even more danger after you leave. So it's just, I mean, life is not on our side at all, because this guy is going to stalk you. He's going to go crazy because now you've left him, and men don't deal very well with rejection. I think at this point it's up to men to just fix themselves and raise their sons better, and just talk to each other, because another problem is that you'll find that he has a friend who is a wife beater, but he just keeps quiet. He doesn't
He won't
go to
say
him and say,
anything.
don't do this, it's not right. So we are in a difficult position.
So ufuna ukwazi ukuthi imuphi umlayezo ofuna ukuthi like thina sifunda incwadi zakho kanje esiwuthathe singabantu besifazane.
Just I think that if you're going to take anything from these books, it's just Zadida's fighting spirit. That you cannot, just because somebody made it their goal to destroy you, they just always have the strength to rise up and always just fight your battles. But also I want to look at Uhlobo, her story, listen to her, because she's not stupid, she's not a dumb girl, she's very much aware of what is happening. But then she says, and she tells you, she says, well, I know you don't agree with me on this, or you're going to hate me for this, but I'm going to go back to him. So she's not a stupid girl, she's very, very aware. Just read the book and just decide whether you want to be a Hlobo.
So ngifuna nje ukubonga kakhulu nokuthi ngibongile bantu ukuthi kube nomuntu bantu obhala incwadi eziso.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, the books are about
Us.
Yeah.
Sibonge uDudu ngeincwadi zakhe ezibalekile ukuthi thina abantu besifazane sinomalebu after the break ningayindawo.
When is it the right time to quit or get a more abusive relationship?
An easy answer ke gore immediately how feel violated. You don't have to make an excuse. It's nice to see you all again.
Good to see you.
Conversation ya lona today, intimate partner violence. It's one that's very sad. I don't know, sad. Ke kwatile, ya kwatisa, Ke startile go counselor basadi ba bangata ke le monyane. Ke startile organization ya e dira le basadi. And I always asked myself, how is it possible hore motho o ratang so akao abuser so le nna ke le a black woman so se ke abusitswe ga sexually abused, emotional abused, and ke abusitswe ke batho ba ne ke ba tshepa ke ba rata, and this is what we see in society. And so ke batla re bue taba ena re understand it from our side hore ho etsahalang and how can we weigh in on this issue. Wetsi ke batla utlwa di thoughts tsa lona.
My question ke hore o le ngwana wa mosimane o hola mo lelapeng le leng hore ntate wa hao wa abuse mma hao, and then why tsentse he wena o hola wa abuse girlfriend ya hao while we itse hore mama hao o stragetse bokanang, and then we ira more and more.
Question ya how inketsa hore ke nahane ka taba ya bana le abuse, hore bana ha ba gola e seng fela ba bona abuse mar ba tseba hore ko ntlong gona le abuse e ba affecta jwang, because most of the time re nahana hore ha re fitla abuse from bana e ka se ke ba affecta mar bana they don't have to see it, ntwe tshwantse fela hore ba tsebe hore hona le abuse mo ntlong ebe ya ba affecta and the way ba behave ka teng. And re bone mo insert na ba itlala earlier on hore me o le na sa tsebe hore ngwana o affected by the abuse and how ngwana teng o bile athana jwang hore mama ke se ko tshaba because before o abuseiwa o no se so ebile ngwana wa tseba hore mme o statile o acta jwalo neng mar problem ka society ke ha re keep batho accountable for behavior ya bona abo. So if o keep somebody accountable for behavior ya bona hore you do not do this, there is nothing that excuses abuse. Just because you've been hurt does not mean you should go around hurting. But because society hi re ko baneng you need to be accountable, you need to be responsible for your behavior. Then bona, they don't see the reason to change. This is why sometimes, most of the time, batho ba bangata ba abusitsweng, especially bashimane, tend to become abusers. Mara rona basadi ra abuseiwa, le nna ke abusitswe all the ha ne ke gola, ba bile bang abuser sexually, ke sekile ka shapiwa, mara I am not an abuser because rona as basadi, every time re godisitswe re tseba hore tshwantse unke responsibility for your action. Every time tshwantse rona basadi re account. This is why rona re khona go go stop a cycle. Mari, it's problematic. It talks to this issue ya hore bashimane ba godiswa jwang. Hore you don't have to make an excuse. Violence doesn't excuse you for you to be a violent person.
When is it the right time to quit or get to a more abusive relationship?
An easy answer ke gore immediately how feel violated. But I know her life is not easy, right? And the way re godiswa ka teng, re godiswa pele re bona batswadi ba rona ha le mo relationship gona le mantswe e ba buang ko yena ke if like mama how ale abused or auntie wa how gona le mantswe a re utlwang ho thing bekezela khating libitla la mosadi ke lenyalo gona le ba bang ba re yo na hasang shapi ke gore 100 we understand our language e jwalo e etsang e etsa hore re believe dilo tseo. So when we are in a relationship and somebody o re bontsha pain, because rona re godile re tseba hore pain ke lerato, re enda pa re excuse hore no ke gore one rata shame. And then batho ba bangata ba tla o botsa ko wena ba tla o botsa hore no man, there must be something e we etsang wrong. So it goes back to wena, what can you handle? I mean, we're not king ewe batlang ka bophelo ba hao. You must know who you are enough. Only so, you do not need somebody to complete you. Exactly. And you will not accept anything as a wanting lerato. And love is not pain. You know, somebody akaska orata about sharpa. So immediately when you feel no man, too much pain mona, and I don't want to be here. You leave, but I know it's not easy. Just simply saying to a woman, leave, is not enough. Because some women don't understand what they need to leave out of very violent situations.
Malebo siyabonga kakhulu. You know, every week more Figaland, you're always here to just share my insights akho. And imbono yakho namhlanje, I think isithinte ngaphakathi kakhulu ukuthi it's not easy to just say leave. Kepha okubalekile ukuthi le nkinga le of intimate partner violence kumele ukuthi phele. Abantu esibathandayo, you know, bangasilethela inkululeko kanye nokuqonda. Esinye isikhathi bangasiphatha kabi and causes emotional trauma. Uma umuntu ekuthanda angeke bakushaya noma bekubiza amagama amabi. Let's break the silence and support each other when we do. Thank you so much for staying with us namhlanje. Asiqhubeke sikhuluma on the Rise Facebook and Twitter pages. Sisebenzise #RiseTalk Show. We'll see you next time.
Woof, woof.